Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are doing some fun stuff. We're doing green screen today out of our regular Gwent stuff. We're covering patch notes 8.4, so you can see right here. A few big changes that happened with this. We're going to cover it pretty quick. There are some QOLs, quality of life changes that they're changing in the quest section. Those are really necessary. Some of the quests are pretty old. Visual improvements. Adrenaline will now have VFX. This is fantastic. The card will highlight with a red border around the card. Super, super important. A little late to the game, honestly, in my opinion. This has been some months since then, since Way of the Witcher first came out and Adrenaline was first introduced. But that's going to help with misplays a lot. It does kind of go back to, remember when Berza and Slama were saying that the Vesemir play was going to get people off guard because they're going to play it wrong. Just trying to make himself feel better about that play he made on stream. But it's a good change. Some of these things were already made available during last month, like the new reward trees and seasonal changes. It's only like 2 new trees were opened. They opened a whole new tree for Master Mirror for each of the leaders, which I think is cool. Looking forward to those skins. And then they decided to release them earlier since they didn't require a client update. So we were happy to bring them in. All cool. New client update coming, so that's great. Changes. The tabs in the quest section of the social panel have been renamed to be more specific. About time. Neutral. Phoenix provision changed from 11 to 10. This is cool, except for the fact that Phoenix played really well with a Heracrax in some beast decks, and is no longer going to be able to do that. So I'm glad that Phoenix is cheaper. I think it's especially good for new players to interact with the card that's good over 3 rounds. But Heracrax and Phoenix was like a really natural fit, as you could pull out the Phoenix with the Heracrax, mill your opponent's best card. So I think that's lost some value with this. So I kind of wish they actually would have buffed Phoenix to 5 points. I think that honestly would have made more sense for me personally. I would have been okay with them moving it to 12 provisions as well. Living armor provision changed from 11 to 10. This makes sense now that Caranthir can't target him. He's still cool with Nilfgaard Alchemist, where you can swap unit power. That's still a cool thing you can do. Maybe this will get more play. We'll see. If he was 9, I think that would be even more playable. But we are where we are. Old Geared Von Everett, power change from 7 to 8. Cool. Immortal change from 7 to 8. And Iris provision down from 7 to 6. Cool, not nearly enough to make those playable, though. But we'll see. Monsters. Were-Rat power change from 5 to 6. Wrong thing that needed to happen there. But the provision change is really helpful. Were-Rat is just cumbersome. He's really difficult to get to work. I think he's supposed to work really well with Spontaneous Evolution, and he just doesn't. There's not really anything else I can say about that. He just doesn't work with it as well as I wish he did. Ice Troll power and provision changed from 5 to 4. I'm going to point it out because this is cool. The Ice Troll power change is cool. Kind of a lame card. Slow engine doesn't always proc. You have to have fewer units. Like theoretically, he could work cool with like She Troll. And you could also do like Frightener with him, where Frightener's not opened yet, and so it doesn't count as a unit. So that could work. But I still don't love him. Queen of the Night provision changed from 7 to 6. I think this makes sense. Puts her better on par with other Purify cards. Bleed is cool, but not amazing. So I think that makes sense. Puts her on par with Kurt. Kurt is 6 for 6. Gives Bounty and Purify. And I kind of like the Bounty more than I like Bleeds. So, especially with Tunnel Drill. Succubus power changed from 4 to 5. Cool. I would have rather her gone down to 4 provisions. Then I could tutor them both out with Portal. That would have made more sense for me. Garkian power change from 3 to 4. Fine. Sucrus now has pirate category. Great. Weird. I don't know. Like pirates and having this damage prevention as part of pirates is just a little bit strange to me. I don't really get that. But, maybe other people have seen something there that I don't. Let me know. Arnagod armor. 0 to 2. I think that's a really helpful change. He otherwise plays for crap if there are no damaged units. And if the opponent is Northern Realms, you run into this problem with Arnagod just plays down for 7, and he gets immediately erased by something like Queen Meve, who has 2 armor. Granted, you stop the Meve boost, unless Northern Realms has some big booster. which they have a bunch of. But Darren provision changed from 7 to 6, still crash. Nobody's playing Darren onto Morkvarg, which I think was the intended interaction there, but it's just not great. Garrett Adrenaline changed from 4 to 3, super helpful. I kind of wish this was like 2. Because he does that thing where he procs a Harpy, then he damages all units on the row by 1, where you put the Harpy up. But he would always have his Adrenaline prevents the damage to all units. It just damages the Harpy. So the idea here is that you can't play him last and do row damage. It's by 1. Like, there's so much armor and shields right now in the current meta. He rarely finds his value, and when you have to play him early, he really finds no value at all. This, I think, was like the least appreciated. Northern Realms needs some love. Northern Realms is in a sad state right now. It is not good. Northern Realms, like Triple Commandos, is exceptionally boring to play. It is literally playing the same cards over 3 different rounds. It is just I can think of very few decks that are as boring as it is. I mean, you're playing the same cards and it's not even control, so you have no control in the deck. You're just like literally doing the same thing over and over again. And that's the best deck that Northern Realms has to offer at this point. So I'd like to see that changed. Bellahun is a step in the right direction. We're going to be trying him out with Kuin. You can do some fun stuff with Kuin because you're setting everybody the same value. You get Kuin set to 5, and you can boost everybody at the same time. Bellahun is also 5, so you can do cool stuff. Maybe we'll do it like Sentry and Artificer to give him a shield or something. We'll try it out. Don't worry. Notably, Northern Realms has one other card change. We'll get to that. It's in the Syndicate section. It's just listed under Syndicate, not Northern Realms, so it is a Northern Realms card as well. Ida Amin Ebzibni, provision changed from 7 to 6. This puts her on par with Kurt and the other Purifies. Good change. Remember, she gives 4 Vitality, Purify. So this is just putting her equal to Queen of the Night. Basically the same card at this point. Yarpen Zegrin power changed from 5 to 6. Cool. Yarpen's awesome. I love Yarpen. He's the one who plays down, does damage by 3, then boosts himself by the amount of armor that he has. So glad to see him get a little extra point here. I kind of wish he would have like another armor or another damage. I would actually be happy seeing him go from like 5 to 4 since he's boosting himself by the armor anyway. And then doing like 4 damage. So you get like a 4 damage removal. Dwarves just don't have that much damage removal. Berserkers really aren't that great of control. So I think it would have been, I'd like to see that change, but we are where we are. Nilfgaard, Slave Infantry power and provision changed from 4 to 5. This is like, I can't bring myself to call this a buff because it's not. But our good friend Slav will be creating this deck hour 1, and we'll be showcasing it tomorrow. Bovine Battalion is making a comeback here. So Vergriff now playing for over his provision cost. We'll show you how that works. Nilfgaard needed some other changes. They need engines. They need stuff that they're afraid to lose. Tunnel Drill, provision change from 6 to 7. This is like the most no-nonsense change. It makes sense to me. Honestly, I'd be okay with them going from 6 to 7 and power going from 5 to 4 and getting an armor. That way they're like really on par with Freak Show. And Freak Show is like you always get 2 damage. Tunnel Drill is you can get up to 3 damage, but you need to keep the units on the board. So I actually think it's pretty well tuned right now. I think if we were playing in the lockdown meta, Syndicate would be struggling severely, just because they have so many engines that have to stick on the board and can't be tampered with. Although we might see Adalbertus included in more decks, and he would actually play pretty well against that. So now that I brought myself full circle, Syndicate is just dope good. If you haven't been playing them, play them. If you don't know how to play them, watch my videos. They're good. Prophet Lebioda, he's Northern Realms crossover. So this is the other Northern Realms card. I love Lebioda. I know a lot of people don't, but I think his provision cost change might be a little bit helpful for him. So he plays down, he's 6 points, so he plays well with Kira Metz as just a thick body target. And then he gives shields to units that are played next to him. Doesn't have to be on the left, doesn't have to be on the right, it can be either side. So you can get out a lot of units with shields, and you can put a lot of units next to him that have shields. Drummers on a stringer. They work really well with him. He works really well in like a Siri Nova deck, where he's able to give shields to other units to protect them. With Bellahun getting changed, I think we might be making a deck with Bellahun, Lebiota, maybe Ragnar as well, because you can fit a few more cards in there now that there's fewer provisions, which is what Northern Realms needed. They have so many expensive cards that are cool engines, but always get constantly removed. Seasonal mode now changes weekly. I really kind of, this is a cool change overall, as long as we don't keep playing the same seasonal mode. Double Down is cool, but holy crap, we were stuck with Double Down for 2 weeks, and I could not get 10 wins in Double Down. The games just took an eternity. So I'm honestly just waiting till next year to finish out that tree, which is just obnoxious to me. So I really hope they change this. I loved the Bear Seasonal. The deck banish was freaking cool. I loved it. That's like one of my favorites. It's like just as fast as the Draconid, where you have to do flash plays. What they need to do is they need to bring that back, and they also need to bring Draconid back more often than the others, because everybody loves those. They're like the most loved seasonals. So if we're doing weeklies, let's change to that. Okay? And then the other thing you need to do for Draconid is remove all of the animations. So that way you can just play cards. Boom, boom, boom. You can't even play seasonal. I just helped my brother-in-law start his Gwent account, which he's loving. And you can't even play seasonal day one anyway. So I don't really see the point in kind of like protecting new players from that when you have to wait till you're level 10 anyway. So I just do Draconid. We don't need, people can see the animations of the cards on ranked, which is where 99% of the games are played anyway. If you play seasonal more than ranked, let me know. I want to hear about it. And what is your favorite seasonal video? What is your favorite seasonal mode? Anyway, 2 new reward book trees. Cool. Great Oak and Star Wars Leadership. We'll wait to see what that looks like. Cool new card back coming with that as well. Cards with Adrenaline get highlighted. And then 5 new reward trees. I already talked about this with Master Mirror expansion for each of the leaders. So it's going to be like Varaxis, Usurper, Jacques, Ethne. I don't know why I said 5, it's 6. Oberon and whoever I'm forgetting. Northern Realms. I said Braxis, right? Skellige. Harald. Forgot Harald. Not great. Game fixes. Fix random crashes after match on Android. Cool. I don't play on Android. PC is just way better. The hide cards option is once again consistently available when selecting a card to create. Cool. This is good. This had gone away for a while. I'm glad to have it back. Hybrid will now boost itself correctly when Brewess consumes any allied units. Glad other people tried that out. Hybrid's still trash. Fix a rare issue in which a high number of Kahir on the board would desync the game. That was a cool glitch. I'm glad they're fixing it. Then fix an issue where discarding a single card on Devotion would lower the counter by 2 for Iced. So sad. Anyway, not a big deal. There was another bug when he first came out that they fixed rather quickly, though, where his counter was not properly working with Lippy decks, so it would tutor out the entire deck. That was fixed within a couple hours. That was a cool one, though. I wish they would have mentioned that. Anyway, hope you guys are pumped. I am. I'm pumped to see Tunnel Drill get a little bit of a nerf here and not get nerfed into the ground. I think Syndicate is still super fun to play. The play rate, and the thing I've always said, I know people always get concerned because Syndicate, when it gets really good, they're always super, super good, and the devs get really anxious about it when the win rate gets too high, but the play rate is always so low that it doesn't matter, in my opinion. Like, even when Syndicate is the very best deck, like when Horde was really good, when Hidden Cache was first released, the play rate was still well below, 1/6 of all the decks. Just Syndicate's hard to learn. The cards are hard to get. It's a good learning curve. I honestly think it's a good state of the game, and it forces people to do a lot of math. And math is good. Teach your kids math. Anyway, until next time, though, friends, good luck on the path. Get out there. Keep on gwenting. Bye for now.